Welcome to Hospitality Property School. You are listening to Hospitality Property School with your host, Gerry MacPherson. Welcome to another edition of Hospitality Property School. I am your instructor, Gerry MacPherson, and today I'm going to look at harassment in hospitality properties. Employees in hotels, resorts, inns, bed and breakfasts, and restaurants face an onslaught of mistreatment so often that it has become a normal part of the work experience, including many being exposed to sexual harassment. Testimony from workers suggests sexual harassment is happening in plain sight, with many employers accused of failing to protect staff from regular abuse. In a general Canadian workplace survey, 94% of executives, mostly male, said there is no sexual harassment in their workplace. 30% of the workers said there is. Early research gathered by Unite the Union from employees in the hospitality industry found that 89% said they had experienced one or more occurrences of sexual harassment. 56.3% said they had been harassed by members of the public, while 22.7% said they had been targeted by a manager. More than half the employees who had been harassed said the experience made them feel unsafe and less confident at work. In Chicago, Unite Here surveyed approximately 500 of its members who work in hotels and casinos as housekeepers and service. Some of what they found include 58% of hotel workers and 77% of casino workers had been sexually harassed by a guest. 49% of hotel workers said they experienced a guest answering the door naked or otherwise exposing himself. 56% of hotel workers who reported sexual harassment said they didn't feel safe in their job afterwards. The last few months there have been many media reports of sexual harassment, and the more it gets reported, the more obvious it becomes that sexual harassment is an abuse of power. Hospitality property workers are susceptible to such harassment. Their place of work and the environment can be a vehicle for some improper events and behavior. For many in the past, some of this sort of harassing behavior, both verbal and physical, may have been believed to be as part of the job, but that philosophy is quickly changing. The hospitality property industry must ensure that they are in sync with the public opinion, and that this conduct, wherever and whenever, is found totally intolerable. Today, more in the industry realize they are responsible for the care of everyone who walks through the doors, whether they are guests or employees. So what can we do? The customer is not always right, but we must make them feel like they are, except when it comes to harassment. I have a couple of thoughts. You need to have a zero-tolerance policy regarding harassment of guests or employees. This means hospitality properties develop a sexual harassment policy that shows workers how to report the incidents and provide them the time to file complaints with police. Now, I know many of these properties do have these types of policies in place, but a Unite survey showed that over 70% of employees surveyed stated they were not aware of any such harassment policies or the actions of management that could be expected. You have to make sure as soon as you hire a new employee, they are made fully aware of the sexual harassment along with other policies and actions and processes for reporting incidents. Another suggestion I've heard is to give employees, especially housekeepers, handheld wireless panic buttons that can alert hotel security or the front desk if a worker feels threatened. In many cases, an employee might feel because there might be a difference of economic power between the wrongdoers and themselves, they do not have the right to act. This is where it is important that from day one you show your employees that you support them and they have a right to speak up without having to risk their job. You shouldn't be scared to go to work. There has to be more alternatives, more security, more support. I want to hear your thoughts. What are you doing to ensure the well-being of your employees? Do you have harassment policies in place? Do you have training in place that covers harassment? How is harassment from management or higher handled? If you have any stories about harassment in hospitality properties and would like to share, or have any questions or feedback, leave them in the comment section of the show notes. You can find them at keystonehospitalitydevelopment.com/KHDC093. That's it for today's session of Hospitality Property School. If you have topic ideas, please reach out to us on Facebook at facebook.com/KeystoneHDC, on Twitter at twitter.com/KeystoneHDC, or by email at info@keystonehospitalitydevelopment.com. As always, let's work together to put more heads in your beds. Till next time, have a fun day. This session of Hospitality Property School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe so as not to miss any hospitality property tactics and strategies that will help you find the success you have always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best content possible. We will see you next time, right here in Hospitality Property School.